What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So like I promised in the last video, I'm going to make a video today about my new fuel pump. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of guesses at what it is. So I'll go ahead and tell you about the fuel pumps I was running before, and maybe you can take a guess. This fuel pump is an upgrade to my previous fuel pumps. So I was running a Division X dual pump setup. It was twin Walbro 525 liter power pumps with a -10 feed, -8 return, no boosted pump or anything like that, and was pretty much at the limit of those pumps on the last setup. So I figured it was a good time to upgrade, especially considering I would like to be at the same power level or more this coming up year, and I don't want to risk going lean and torching ahead or something like I've already done. So I'm gonna rule that out of the equation, so I went ahead and upgraded pumps. So you guys probably aren't gonna guess which pump this is because you don't see a lot of these pumps floating around out there. There's a couple of big time electric pumps out there. A lot of them aren't streetable. There are a couple that are streetable. The one I have is extremely streetable, but it also still flows a lot of fuel, especially considering it'll flow enough, all the fuel that I need at like 14 volts of power. I could always put a booster pump on this thing and it will flow even more fuel. So enough rambling on. I'll go ahead and show you guys which pump I got. Alright, so here it is. I've already broken into it, but just for your guys' excitement, it's got most of the stuff still in the box right here. And some of you may already know what this is, judging by the box. There's only a few people that ship their stuff in boxes like this. So I'll go ahead and open this thing up and see what's inside of it. All right, folks, there it is. Now I've already taken a couple of things out of here, but here is my new fuel pump. All right, here it is. So this is a Holley VR2 fuel pump. Basically what this is this is like two Bugatti Veyron fuel pumps together. This thing is a monster. I have pretty big hands, and I mean this thing is bigger than my freaking hand. This thing it's freaking crazy. So the inlet side of this fuel pump is a gigantic -16. I don't know if I could take this off here or not. It's probably pretty tight. Yeah, so I'm not getting that off right now, but like I said, gigantic -16 inlet right here, and then it has a big -12 outlet. And the really cool thing about this fuel pump is it comes with a controller from Holley. So it actually comes with two separate controllers, which I've already jumped the gun and put in the car. I'll get a flashlight and show you guys here in a second what they look like. But what these controllers do is they have a ground signal that you send to them from the Holley, and what they do is they run. So there's, like I said, there's two separate fuel pumps in here, and they will run. You have one controller for each pump, and when they're grounded, they run the pump at 50% duty cycle. And then you can set up whatever kind of trigger that you want in the tune that will turn the ground off at, like, say, a certain throttle position, like over 50%, or if you want to do it by fuel flow or by boost, if you want to run these things, bump them up from 50% to 100% at like 15 pounds of boost. It just all depends on how you want to set it up. But that's what those do. So I'm going to wire this pump up so that both of these pumps are running at 50% cycle, or 50% duty cycle, when the car is idling and in like low boost, part throttle kind of driving. And then I don't really know how I'm gonna do it yet. Maybe at 15 pounds or so, I'll have both the pumps kick on at 100%. So I really don't like to get big into the flow numbers, like the claimed horsepower numbers, because usually, I mean, I think this thing is up around like 3,000 horsepower claimed by Holley, but that's on like pump gas and at like a really low pressure. So based off the charts that I've seen with this thing, it should flow about 1,400 pounds per hour of fuel around the pressure that I'm going to have it at. So I'm going to set this thing at like 50 psi base pressure, And then with about 30 pounds of boost on top of it, you're looking at about 80 pounds of pressure in boost. And this thing is up around 1,400 pounds per hour of fuel when it's running at like 13.8 volts. So I can throw a booster pump on this thing and run it at like 16 or 18 volts, and the flow goes up significantly. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but it is significantly higher. Way more fuel than the old 2 valve is ever going to flow. So this should be the last fuel pump I ever had to buy, unless I just decide to go methanol or something crazy one day, and I don't plan on doing that. So also with this thing, with this pump, I got a pre-filter because I will be running a fuel cell in the car. And I got this gigantic VR series pre-filter from Holley. It's got dash 12 inlets on it, and gonna bump that. I have to bump that dash 16 over here down to a dash 12, and then a dash 12 out of the fuel cell. I've been looking at fuel cells. I don't know exactly which one I'm going to get yet. I'm probably going to get a plastic fuel cell because I've seen some aluminum ones crack and people have issues with them. So probably going to go with the plastic, but we'll see. I don't know quite yet. But I mean, this setup right here is awesome. This is an extremely nice quality product from Holley. Definitely not cheap, but it will be well worth the price whenever I decide to turn the boost up and I don't have to worry about fuel. Even if I were to start maxing out those Holley 160s, I'll be able to turn the base pressure up even higher and push those injectors even a little bit farther. So extremely excited to get this thing put in the car. And I'll show you guys really quick what the fuel pump controllers look like. So this thing also comes with your pre-wired plugs that go to the controller. So I just basically will wire this bad boy right here up to like a 40 amp relay. The yellow wire is the ground signal. It's a signal to run the pump at either 50% or 100%. Black wire is ground and red wire is power. And then you got your plug right here that will plug into the controller. Alright, so I got these things mounted down on the back side of the trunk right here. Really nice little potted units, just like the Holley HP and the Dominator. Get this thing to focus. There we go. Anyways, there's 2 of them. You got your plug right here that plugs into that harness I was just showing you guys, and then your other plugs over here that actually plug into the pump right here. So really nice plug and play setup. And I'm gonna run. You can see I see the other one mounted right there. Nice and sleek. Got those really expensive controllers mounted with some nice self-tapping sheet metal screws. I know some of you guys are gonna pitch a fit about those, but I really like them. They work good for me. I'd like to get some riv nuts, but maybe in the future I'll get some of those. But yep, so those are mounted up, ready to go. The fuel cell will sit like right here in the old spare tire well. It's probably gonna be like a 12-gallon fuel cell. Get that mounted down in there and cut a hole for the sump. And then I'll probably mount the fuel pump somewhere under here, like up there somewhere, once I take this tank down. Once again, guys, that baffled 0304 Cobra fuel tank is for sale, so hit me up if you're interested in it. So that's all I've really got for today's video, guys. Just look how big this thing is. That's crazy. Dang. Drop it. Yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. I got some exciting things coming up. I did talk to Jordan at Modular Head Shop today about some stuff that we're going to do with my heads. My heads still had to be repaired. They're actually over here in bags on the floor. They still need to be welded on and resurfaced. And me and Jordan, I've been doing a lot of research in different other car communities by guys blowing head gaskets and just all kinds of other stuff. And I have a couple of pretty good ideas that I think are going to help keep the heads down next year and allow me to run a little bit more boost, a little bit more power, and not have to worry about it as much. I'll kind of keep those things under wraps now until I get the heads off to Jordan. Gonna have those things done, and when I get them back, I am gonna show you guys exactly what I did and what Jordan did to them, and so that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Not a whole lot going on. Still wiring on the car, running wires and all that good stuff. Getting pretty close. Got a few things left to do. Get the engine block back and get it all back together. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like always, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.